All right, Mesopotamians. Today is our final day of studying Mesopotamia. You've prepared long and hard for this. Yesterday we started by preparing and brainstorming for our DBQ Write, which is what we will be doing today. And while I know you're sad, today is the last day of Mesopotamia. That's right. Now, today's goal, as previously stated, will be to write your Mesopotamian beliefs DBQ. The first thing we're going to do is review the question and the prompt. The question asks you to describe Mesopotamian views on religion. How did religious beliefs shape the culture and government of Mesopotamian city-states? Task. For part A, read each document carefully and answer the question or questions after each document. Then read the directions for part B and write your essay. For part B, use your answers from part A, information from all of the documents, and your knowledge of social studies to plan and then write a well-organized essay. In the essay, you should address the topic and make sure to answer all parts of the question. So, yesterday, we annotated documents 1, 2, and 3. So what you need to do right now is make sure that each of your documents have annotations. If you did not get to document 3, for example, you should start by finishing those annotations today. Make sure each document is annotated. As you write, look back to the question to make sure you are answering it correctly. Remember, the question is, how did religious beliefs shape the culture and government of Mesopotamian city-states? And we need to talk about all 3 documents in order to answer that. The next thing I want to make sure that you did is to make sure that you answer the multiple choice for part A. All right. We are ready to start our first paragraph. Our first paragraph is going to be about culture. Because the question is asking about both culture and government, we need 2 separate paragraphs, one about culture and one about government. This first one will be about culture. Every paragraph should have a topic sentence or a thesis sentence, and I'm going to help give you part of that today. So in a moment, I'm going to show you what you should write as your first sentence for paragraph 1. Your first sentence for paragraph 1 should be, Mesopotamia's culture was shaped by their religious beliefs, period. Your next sentence should start, for example, comma, and this is where you will add your own original thought using the documents, your knowledge from social studies, and your answers from part A. Go ahead and pause the video to write this down on your page. Welcome back. The next thing you will need to do is choose 2 pieces of evidence that support the idea that religious beliefs shaped Mesopotamia's culture. So that means you need to go back to your documents and take a look at what you underlined and the evidence that you wrote down. And that's the evidence that you should use in this paragraph. Not only do you need to use 2 pieces of evidence for full credit, but you also need to explain those pieces of evidence. Doing that will get you full credit for this paragraph. Go ahead and pause the video to write your paragraph on how Mesopotamia's culture was shaped by their religious beliefs. All right, welcome back. Paragraph 2 is going to be about government. Once again, I'm going to give you part of your topic sentence or your thesis sentence, and you need to write a second sentence after that to develop. Your first sentence for paragraph 2 should be Mesopotamia's government was shaped by their religious beliefs. Next sentence should start, for example, comma, and this is where you come in, once again, with your own original thought. You may now pause the video to make sure you have this written down. The next part of your paragraph, you need to choose 2 pieces of evidence that support the idea that religious beliefs shaped Mesopotamia's government. You already have evidence underlined once again in your documents 1, 2, and 3. You choose the evidence that best supports that Mesopotamia's government was shaped by their religious beliefs. And lastly, at the end of each paragraph, I want you to have a closing sentence. A good closing sentence summarizes all the key ideas from the body paragraphs to make all the key ideas from your body paragraph to make it end very nicely. The last thing that I'm going to show you is what you will be graded on. The first thing that you will be graded on is your thesis. So I started you off with a part of your thesis in each paragraph. But it was up to you to come up with your own original thoughts for the following sentences. You will get a 4 out of 4 if you restate words from the prompt and preview major ideas for the body paragraphs. For paragraph 1, you'll get a 4 out of 4 if you use at least 2 quotes from 1 or more documents, and if you explain evidence after the quote. So make sure that you're explaining your evidence, explaining your quote. The same thing goes for paragraph 2. And lastly, make sure you have a good conclusion statement for your body paragraphs. So that's all 6th graders. Good luck on your last day of Mesopotamia.